On this episode of Nerdy Dating, we talk about how to start a good conversation on a dating app and in real life. We talk about a girl who can't get out her own head when it comes to the talking stages of dating. We talk about a guy who doesn't want to receive pictures, calls, and text messages from his girl who's long distance because he thinks it's going to make her look like an adult star. And we talk about why do men be mean to women. Then when a woman be nice to him, he pushes her away. And then when she starts being mean to him, he wants her back. We talk about that. And then we talk about, is a work wife and work husband considered cheating? Stick around, because it'll be another good episode of Nerdy Dating. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka. And thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate y'all. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for those who've been sharing the podcast, the Nerdy Dating podcast, with others. Appreciate y'all. Let's go and get into today's first topic, which this was given to me by the YouTube analytics. It was how to start a good conversation or how to have a good conversation. And the prompt said with a girl. That was the question that apparently people have been searching online. I'm not going to just make it gender specific. I'm going to broaden it. How to have a good conversation in general. One version is the dating app. The other version is in person. So the dating app, the three big tips for this one when it comes to having a good conversation on a dating app. One, do not open up with, hey, hello, how's it going? Skip that. We already matched. The match was the hey. The match was the hello. The match is how's it going? Once you got the match, you know for a fact that this person is interested in you. To open up that conversation with this person is to look at their bio and see what they have on their bio worth talking about. If you match with this person, now we already know this person's attractive, so we got that. But let's see what else we have here. If they have nothing but face pictures, but in their background, their face picture, they're either in a car or they're either, wearing a certain hat or hairstyle, or they have something in the background. Like, for example, if I took a face picture and on my shirt, in fact, my profile, so look at it, I have Baby Yoda on my shirt. If you want to open a conversation with me, you'd be like, oh, Baby Yoda, do you know who the real name of Baby Yoda is? If you're a Star Wars fan, or you'd be like, hey, I recognize that character. That's Star Wars. I can open up with Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. Or, hey, I've never seen Star Wars. Isn't that crazy? Like, there's different ways to open up that conversation with somebody. So the second thing is to look at something on their profile and relate to that. And then in their bio or what music they listen to, wherever the case would be, when it comes to that profile, the bio, go from there too. So you're looking at profile pictures. You're scanning the pictures, see what can you open up with. Somebody put that picture on there for some reason, where they thought they looked good, where they thought they, had something there. But let's say they had a profile where it was just all selfies and they all took in their apartment. Okay, so that's what we have to deal with. Now, look at the profile and you're looking at bio and you see there's nothing in the bio but maybe location. Open up a conversation about the city you guys are from. Like, how do you like enjoying, like, for example, I live in Kansas City. So I'll be like, what do you think of Taylor Swift being in town? What do you think of certain locations in Kansas City? What's your favorite thing about Kansas City? Open up the conversation, and then don't ask closed-ended questions. Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask questions where, oh, what's your favorite color? Blue. Now you and the other person just sitting there wondering where to go from here. Okay, blue, I can't do anything with that. Oh, my favorite color is green. Neat. Don't know where to go with that. But you open up a question on the bio and like, oh, you're on the beach. How often do you go to the beach? What's your favorite beach story? What's your favorite beach memory? You're just gonna open up a conversation and go from there. You can get a good back and forth. Then you can take the conversation off the dating apps and try to meet in person and go from there. Now, that's about 3 for the in-person or on a dating app. So don't open up with, hey, hello, what's up, whatever the case may be. Don't open up with basic openings. Go off the profile pictures first. Then next, go off the bio and open up a conversation from there and have a good back and forth. On the in person, in real life situation, how I would talk to somebody, and matter of fact, this has happened before. I do this a lot, actually. I do it to more men than women, because I'm usually just out if I go out to a bar, watch a game or something like that, and I'm sitting next to somebody and I see they're talking about the game, and then all of a sudden they talk about, let's say we're watching the Chiefs Bills play. I'm sitting next to somebody and I'm like, man, this crazy with this game right here. Like, yeah, but I'm more of a, I'm like, yeah, my team not playing right now. And they say something like that, like, well, who's your team? Oh, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. Immediately, and I'm a huge football fan, I can target that conversation and go off of, what they're saying. Detroit Lions fan. Okay, you had a really great season last year. What do you think of the NFC Championship game with the 49ers and Dan Campbell making a play going for 4th on 7 with Jared Goff as your quarterback? See, I can go into that conversation with somebody and thus from there open it up. And sports is a really easy topic for me and topic for most. If ladies, hear us out. Hear me out here. If you want to get a guy to talk hours on end and to have a good back and forth, get some sports knowledge. Wherever you're going to go watch, wherever sport you're going to the bar to watch or go to a friend's place and watch, learn about that sport. Just get caught up on what the things are, like who's playing, what two teams are playing, who's the main star on the team, what's their backstory. Get a little few things like that, and then when you talk to somebody and talk about, oh, okay, who's your team? Oh, my team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, okay, Patrick Mahomes. What do you think of him? Oh, the dude's really good. Like, oh, what do you think of his wife, Brittany Mahomes? I don't really know much about her, but I think she's fine. Okay, like you can have this conversation back and forth off a topic that person's into, and most settings, if you find two dudes who don't know anything about each other, but they talk about sports, you can have a full conversation on about that. And then, depending on your location too, you might, a guy who doesn't like sports, he probably won't be at a sports bar. Just saying, he might not be watching Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. Be at Buffalo Wild Wings watching something. But let's say you go to an auto mechanic place, an auto show. You probably get a lot of car heads there, people who love cars and love like auto mechanics and stuff like that. And you can have a conversation about that. More than anything, when it comes to in person, it's around the surroundings. That's what you want to open up with. You guys at a sports bar, watching a baseball game, you can talk about the game on TV. If you guys at a concert, listen to a musician, you can talk about the musician and what's your favorite song and so forth and so on, and learn from there. Talk about the surroundings, because that night, when I was at that sports bar, and I ended up talking to the guy who ended up being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we ended up having a conversation, and then his buddy from work was there, and his buddy from work was a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We all had a conversation about like, oh, the Chiefs, Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles, what do you think guys going to do this year, something like that. And then from there, one of the dudes bumped into a bunch of girls who were sitting next to us, and then they brought them into the conversation, and then I ended up talking to the girls, and we ended up having like a good back and forth, find out one of the girls going through a breakup. What did I love talking about? And then from there, broke down like, okay, what happened? Tell me about it. Like, what? And she was breaking it down. I was like, man, like, that's crappy. That sucks. Like, you want some thoughts and some opinions on it from a stranger you don't know? Here, I'm ready to give it to you. Because her friends were trying to make her feel better, stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, this and this happened. I'm like, oh, that sucks. Hey, you out with your friends, having a good night. So, like, in person, the surroundings. Talk about the surroundings. Have a conversation about what's going on around. And then from there, you can break it down to different stuff. If you're like at a spot and you had nothing to really talk about, let's say, bump into somebody at a grocery store. Talk about what they're about to make, what food they're making. So in person, it'd be more talk about the surroundings and ask open-ended questions as well. But also don't just ask open-ended questions just to be spawned back. Ask open-ended questions to listen and engage and be present. Because when you do that, you're not only showing the person that you're talking to that you're interested in it and want to have an open conversation with them, they'll be more likely to engage back in with you as well. Now, will you bump into people who just don't want to be bothered, who just don't want to be talked to? Yes, you will. And if you have that conversation, you just say, hey, okay, hi, how's it going? Had that conversation, you open it up and they didn't respond back, keep it moving. There's no skin in the game to lose here. So, in person, definitely be open, have open-ended questions, definitely be present, definitely give, talk about the surroundings and have that good back and forth. I wouldn't ask any like just close-ended dry question. Can you try to figure out what the person's about and figure out, what brought them to the same spot you are in, and from there let the conversation go. And if it's a date, hopefully if you met before, you already had a conversation, a moment to sit down and talk, and then on a date you're doing something where you're not just sitting down and doing dinner and eating on the first date, because dinner is cool, but the thing is, you want to do something where you guys be able to interact and engage with each other, and you can see each other in different lights. For me, an activity is the best way to have a good first date, because not only you guys are having the opportunity to do stuff to show yourself in a different light. Once you get done with the activity, if you guys want to go get something to eat afterwards, I can go get something to eat. And from there, you can talk about the conversation, what happened today and what the event was and all that different stuff. A few things here from NPR. They brought up with their article, and I will post in the comment section below, but some of the stuff they have in here is be present. They have go with the flow of the conversation. I'm going to read a quick blurb from there. It's easy to stop listening when you're planning what you're going to say next. Think of listening like a river. We dam it up all the time when we stop listening in order to think about what is the next thing we're going to say. As soon as those thoughts come into your brain, you need to let them go out of your brain and return back to the conversation. Be present again. Don't pontificate. Stop lecturing. It might make you feel good, but it only makes you feel good for a very short span of time. And it definitely doesn't make the other person feel good. Ask open-ended questions. Stay out the weeds. And what they mean by staying out the weeds is like if you're getting into many details, or you're getting into the details of something, it can be easily to lose focus of the big picture. Nobody cares exactly. Let me stop real quick. They said nobody cares about the exact date something happened or the last name of your great uncle's cousin. And then if you don't know something, just say that. So somebody asks a question and people are like, I don't, like, just say, I don't know. That's actually, I've never done it before. Or I don't know that answer. But we can find it, we can Google it. Matter of fact, I do that a lot of time when I talk about movies with friends and people I meet. I'm like, I don't know the actor in that movie, but this person looks familiar. They pull this up. And then try not to repeat yourself and be brief. And lastly, listen. So this is from NPR on how to have a good conversation. But yeah, the details, sometimes we want to get into the details of little things like, this certain so from this. If you're talking to somebody for the first time, the details, you really don't need to get into the details of it unless it affects the story somehow that you're talking about, the moment you guys are in. If it doesn't, like, well, my great-great-granduncle Jonathan Jr., like, why we don't need great-great-granduncle Jonathan Jr. just to say that, like, you've been to this movie before and you saw, that actor Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. All right. But yeah, those are some few things there when it comes to how to have a good conversation. It is definitely, like on the dating apps, you want to definitely open up with something on their profile. If it's just pictures, something in the background of pictures, like they're like selfie beauty pics, something in the background of it. Bio, and don't open up with hey, hello. If you're talking to somebody in person and like you're just meeting them out somewhere for the first time, let's say you bumped into them at an event, talk about the event. Talk about things that are going around, maybe what they're going to do after the event, what they plan on doing before, like what they did before for the event led up to it. If it's at a sports bar or something like that, talk to them about sports. Most likely the person is going to be into sports or whatever the theme of the event or place you're at. Talk about that. Let's say you just left a comedy show and you bumped into somebody at the restaurant and you guys are sitting there waiting for your meal. Did you go to the comedy show? Oh yeah, I thought it was like, what did you think? Have an open conversation and ask open-ended questions. Ask questions and be engaged and be present. Don't just ask questions to get an answer. Ask questions because you want to know what's going on and what this person's about. And you can do this with no matter what gender you're talking to practice that, because if you constantly open yourself up and have conversation with people in public, when it comes to meeting somebody that you find attractive, you'll be able to have that conversation with them and be able to just go with the flow, as NPR said, without that stress of them like, oh my gosh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. If you say the wrong thing to the right person and they're interested in you as well, they'll probably blow it off the first time. They're like, oh, Okay, that was awkward, but all right, I'm still here. I'm still engaged. Let's see what it's about. So those are my tips on how to have a good conversation with somebody, not just a girl, but with any gender. All right, Reddit time. I can't get out of my head. I've been on 2 dates with a great guy. He told me he wasn't sure what he was looking for, but was enjoying spending time with me. After talking to some friends about it, I decided to keep seeing him anyway and just try and be present and enjoy our time together without thinking too much about the future. I'm in school right now, so it's probably for the best anyway. Things escalate on the second date and we hooked up. It was really great. Everything felt so natural and we even had a great time cuddling afterwards. This man is kind, respectful, funny, and beautiful. I'm falling for him quickly. I know we need to have a check-in about where things are going. That's not really what this post is about. Okay, the answer, what is this post about? The issue is that this is my first situation in about 2 years. I'm overthinking everything. Every message I send to him, I worry about how it will be perceived. Every message he sends to me, I overanalyze. If he takes too long to reply, I think he doesn't like me anymore. I want to get on a deeper level with him, but I'm afraid if I show any flaws, he won't like me anymore. I haven't felt this way about someone in so long, and I just really don't want to mess things up with my anxiety and overthinking. How do I get out of my head and just enjoy what we have right now? Hey, as a fellow overthinker, I know how you feel. I've been there. And it's going to be one of those things where you have to kind of readjust and reassess to yourself. You have to look at it and think, okay, I know how I'm feeling right now, but this is only our third date. So let's say, or no, you only been on 2 dates with them. The second date you hooked up. And I know you're like, man, this is going great. Like, why won't I just jump right into it? Why won't I even put myself in a relationship? It's my first time in 2 years in a situation like this. This is amazing. Right now, what you're getting is a dopamine rush. Right now, what you're getting is that infatuation and all those amazing things that come with meeting somebody for the first time and something new and fresh. And you feel like, oh my gosh, this person lights my world up. And it's an amazing feeling. But some word of advice here is definitely take your time on this. Don't overanalyze. I know it's gonna be harder. It's easy. It's a lot easier to say than do, especially when you're an overthinker. But you definitely want to take your time and say, hey, I'm still in school. If I enjoy his company, I'm just going to ride this out. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to let him make the first move. He already said, he's not sure what he's looking for. Okay. In that case, instead of overanalyzing everything, give yourself a timestamp. Give yourself like, hey, 2 months, 3 months of us talking. If you're somebody who overanalyzes everything, enjoy it. And then for 3 months, just say like, all right, if we haven't progressed into boyfriend, girlfriend, and you can let them know like, hey, we've been talking to each other for a long time. 3 months, having a good time with each other. I really, really like you. But if you don't want to see us moving forward, I don't want to continue doing this. And that is your prerogative to do. You can say that right then and there. And one, if he doesn't want to be with you, if he doesn't want to be with you in a relationship wise, he's going to not make that decision. And that's okay. It's going to hurt. So it's your first time being into something like this in over 2 years. It's going to hurt. But this is part of the growing process with dating and find the person that matches best for you. So you meet this person, you have this conversation with them, and they're like, I can't really do this. Not really seeing it like this. I still don't know what I want. And like, hey, it's been 3 months. We've been talking for a while. I really, really like you. I would like to see a relationship with you. But if this is the situation, I don't want to move forward with this. And I'm going to end this on my own, volition and move on, because that's my prerogative and that's how I feel about this. That's perfectly fine for you to do in this situation. But as far as this is only date 2, continue to sit and talk to him, continue to see what he's about, Cause see if he's even like, what red flags are you seeing? What things do you like from him that you're like, okay, this is really good, this feels great. And then these are things I really don't like as much. Is he communicating with you a lot? Is he not communicating with you a lot? Like, these are things you should ask yourself and be like, I'm not really about it. I'm not feeling it. Or, okay, I'm about this. I like this. I know you're saying, like, how do you prevent yourself from overthinking? If you're overthinking, you're going to do that. You're just going to do it. But to check yourself and make sure you're not, going too far in on this, it's okay to put a time step on something. In a talking stage, it is okay to put a time step on a talking stage. Tell the person, like, hey, and you don't have to let them know what your time step is. To me, a month is too quick. That's just my opinion. Something I've done myself. A month is way too quick. Hopping right into something, next 4 months later, 5 months later, you're breaking up because you just didn't take the time to actually get to know the person. You was taking into all of the infatuation of it, and you rush right into it. Trust me, I've been there. So a month, too quick. A 2 month, 3 month mark, 3 months for sure. Give yourself that time frame. 90 days. Be like, hey, what are we? Or, I mean, ask that. I would just be like, this is how I'm feeling right now. And this is who I want to move forward with. How are you feeling? And they're like, I just don't really feel the same way. I'm like, okay, thank you. But to prevent yourself from overthinking, give yourself a time stamp. Don't have to explain what that time stamp is. And a month is too short. So don't even do 30 days because that's only what? Let's say you got 2 dates in twice, once every other week. That's too short. Give yourself 90 days and then go from there. All right, next question. Boyfriend male 25 said looking at my nudes would make him see me as an adult star. Female 22. My boyfriend and I have been in a relationship for a year and a half now. We've been in a long distance relationship for about a month. We were living in the same city a year and a half. My boyfriend thinks it's extreme to share nudes and weird to be sexual virtually, be it flirty texts, calls, or sharing nudes. It was my idea to take pictures and videos of myself to send to him. It was an initiative to establish some kind of sexual intimacy. I haven't sent these yet, but I told him that I have taken some and will send it after I have his consent. And with some enthusiasm. Okay, she's excited about this. But he said that seeing them will make him look at me like an adult star. He watches adult films and I'm okay with that, but I feel it weird that he's okay with looking at another naked lady on screen, but not me. I really don't understand this. Why is seeing me naked in person normal, but seeing me naked on his screen extreme? He said that he doesn't have feelings for adult stars and simply sees this as a way to gratify himself. But on the other hand, he loves me, so he can't let himself see me as an adult star. Okay, bro. I have a high libido, and being in long distance without any sexual intimacy will make me feel distance from him. I don't feel desire. I feel so crappy. I explain how I feel to him. I don't want to send my nudes to someone who isn't really excited to see them. Okay, that's good. Not feeling desire will impact how I feel in this relationship. How do I navigate a situation where I feel undesired? Anything he would do would not be enthusiastic, and it just wouldn't turn me on knowing that he's doing it for the sake of it. I just want to mention that outside of this issue, he does a lot for me and makes me feel happy. This is one thing that doesn't fulfill my needs. Too long didn't read. Okay. So when it comes to relationships, there is such thing as compromise. Like, if you know your partner and this doesn't hurt you and doesn't put you in any harm, if you know this is how your partner wants to feel connected to you and it doesn't hurt you or put you in any harm, as the boyfriend, he should allow his girlfriend to send him those. If that's what she needs to feel connected. And matter of fact, it doesn't have to be even nudes. It can be flirty texts and voice calls and calling on the phone about stuff like that. If you don't feel comfortable with nudes, I will try to meet him halfway on that. I will talk to him and say, hey, I know you don't want to see me as a dope star, which that's something he has to work through on himself. And this is actually a conversation. This is one of the points of conversation you kind of want to have before you become, like, I think, in a consistent relationship or long-term relationship. As like, hey, how do you feel about sending news? How do you feel about that? That's something I probably would speak to him early on. But this is something you guys know, 25, 22, not probably something you guys think about in the forefront. But like, hey, tell him how you feel. While you or guys are long distance, this is what I need to be connected, intimate with you on a sexual level. Like, I need this. And you let them know that this is something that you need, something that you crave, and this is something that for you to make sure that you guys are, in a happy point in your relationship still, in a good spot in your relationship, that you need this. And it doesn't have to be sending news. You can say, hey, phone call. Can we have phone talk about it? Sexual talk on the phone. I was going to say phone. Yeah, I don't want to say for YouTube. I know YouTube's going to do anything to me. But say, hey, sexual talk on the phone. Or can we have flirty text back and forth and just talk about what we like to do to each other once we see each other and make it erotic and make it like a novel. Like, have that conversation with him and let him go back and forth. Like, hey, this is something I really need and I crave this. Like, can you please meet me halfway on this? And if he knows that you genuinely need this and that you genuinely crave this, he is going to go ahead and help you fulfill that. If he's genuinely caring about the relationship and caring about you, he's going to do that. He's going to put the whole, adult star on the side. But if he's not getting a visual of it, he's just getting like a mental picture of that, I think that's fine. And that's the main way to hit him with. It's like, hey, this is what I need. And I understand you don't want me sending you videos, but how about a phone call? How about text? I know earlier you said that he feels, it's extremely weird and he thinks it's extreme, be it flirty texts or calls, but say, hey, boyfriend, I really like you. I really appreciate you. If y'all say y'all love each other, you can say that. But like, I need this to feel whole in this relationship. I need to feel not lonely. And I want this relationship to keep thriving. Can you please meet me halfway? It's okay to ask that question. And halfway would be, via text or phone call. We don't have to do anything virtual. We don't have to do anything through a computer screen or phone screen. We can just do it via text or via, keyboard, I guess, via keyboard and via phone call, if that's fine. Can you please do that for me? Can I at least get that from you at least 3 times a week? 2 times a week, whatever the case, whatever you need, ask that of him and he will meet you there. And if he genuinely cares, he's not gonna feel like he's forced to doing it. If he's forced to doing it, let's flip it on that side. If he says no to this, then right then and there, hey, this is something I'm gonna need while you are long distance from me. You have to ask yourself this question. Either you go on about it and not get it, resent him, or you say, hey, while you're long distance, I'm going to need this physical connection, and we're not going to work in this sense. And it's okay for you to make that decision. If he says no, after you gave that blueprint to him, laid it down to him, and asked, like, can you meet me here? And he says, no, that's not going to work for me. I can't do it. Say, hey, well, in that case, you have the opportunity to be like, you know what? So you can't work for you. How long are we going to be long distance? How long are we going to live this way? I have an idea, so I know when it's going to change. Or you can be like, you know what? I can't wait. And I know how I'm going to feel. I know how I'm going to resent you down the line. I'm going to break it off while you are over there, long distance, and while I'm over here. So that's like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, you lay this to him and let him, make the decision. Like, you know what? I'm down to meet you halfway on that. I can do calls and texts for you anytime, babe. I like you. Like, I want to be with you. I want to lose you. And this is what you need to feel fulfilled and whole. I got you. That'd be my advice to you on that one. Next one. I'm sick of dating. I'm a woman in her mid-20s. and I have never had a boyfriend. I'm aware that it's not going to work out with every person I meet, but I feel so frustrated that no one ever chooses to love me. I've met only manipulative, creepy, and low effort men. They have all abused my affection, empathy, and attention to some degree. Once they didn't need me anymore, they would dump me. And yes, I know I am partly to blame for allowing it. In August 2023, I have been seeing a narcissistic creep. I didn't realize he was one until I went no contact for good. Clearly, I needed to work on myself, so I did that, and I focused on my hobbies, studies, and my job. I tried to heal and take care of myself. I was truly in better spirits. Then in December 2023, I met this guy at the gym. He pursued me for some time. It was hard for me to trust again, to expose my heart like that again. I risked it. We recently went on 2 beautiful dates. He planned the first one and I planned the second one a week ago. And now he's pulling away. It's happening again. I cannot take this anymore. It hurts. Some get a boyfriend/girlfriend so fast it seems so easy, and I lump in my throat thinking that it will probably never happen to me. I wanted to share my life with someone special for years. I don't say this out of loneliness. I enjoy being alone. I just want to love someone and be loved. Why is it so difficult? I know there are good men out there, but I am so heartbroken right now. I'm hopeless. Thank you for reading. I need to take this off my chest. You're obviously welcome to share your experience and opinions. Okay, so why is dating, are you sick of dating? One, you only have 2 people according to this, there's only 2 people you talk to. That is not every man out there in the world. That is not every person that you can talk to. That's not every person. Now, what are your standards? I don't know, but keep them. Now, low effort, creepy men, what is low effort to you? What is considered creepy? Like, that's on the spectrum there. What one person might consider low effort, another person might consider like, hey, it's mid tier. What one person might consider creepy, another person might say like, that's not creepy at all. So that's up to you. You had 2 people you talked to according to this. And this right here, you say he's already ghosting you, pulling away from you. It's only been two dates. 2 dates. 2 weeks. 1 week, second week, third week, like, because they haven't planned anything yet doesn't mean they're pulling away. How are they communicating with you? Are they still saying hi to you? Are you waving? Are you talking to them? Are you having a good back and forth? Matter of fact, are they working? Are you mentioning somebody when they're at work? You're saying in your mid-20s. Let's say the person you met was in, like, in his career job. I mean, he's like, can't have his phone out of work. And you're messaging him while he in midday, like at 3 o'clock in the daytime while he's at work. Or he works nights. So you don't know. 2 weeks is not enough time for you to really see if somebody is genuinely interested in you or not. If you feel like they're pulling away after 2 weeks, say, hey, I enjoyed talking to you so far. I think our last 2 days were great. I want to continue to get to know you. Ask them that. Ask them like, hey, I want to continue to get to know you. Would you be down to go to another date? Or maybe he just got, I don't want to say he got busy, but 2 weeks, he said they're pulling away. What does pulling away looks like? Like, would you guys talking every day and all of a sudden you just stop talking, for 2 days straight? Is that pulling away? Like, that I would consider pulling away. Like, I haven't heard from this person. But are you doing the game where, like, I'm not going to reach out unless they reach out? We say goodnight to each other and then I'm not going to say anything. Like, how about you reach out and say, hey, how's it going? I just want to let you know I enjoy going on a few dates. I'm going to be down. Like, I would like to see you again. And from there, see what he says. Like, hey, I'd like to see you again too. I got tied up, but hey, are we available to go on a date this Thursday or this Friday or whatever the case may be? Reach out and ask those questions, but don't assume that like just because you talk to 2 dudes that everybody is the worst thing in the world. That's the most negative way to go about dating. That's one of the things that's gonna get you hurt. Don't look at everybody the worst in the world. Just keep your head open, keep your mind open, and be like, hey, that person wasn't the person for me. I'm going to go meet somebody else who's going to be a person for me. Matter of fact, one thing you can do is throw hints at people. And what I mean by hints, be like open conversations. Have a talk with somebody you're interested in. Go up and just start conversating with them. You don't have to ask them on a date. Just start to see what they're about and see what they're into. You see somebody at the gym all the time. You see the dude's pursuing you. But if you're like, well, I'm not going to be opened up on this date, I'm going to be closed off, then they're not going to be like open up with you. They're going to be like, well, she seemed cold and jaded. I don't know if I really want to, talk to this person. Like, how's your mindset going into the situation? These are things you need to ask yourself if you're trying to find somebody, the right person to date. You're like, well, I'm on a date and had this man I talk to, he makes, 70,000, and he's like, I just got into the workforce. I just graduated college. Making 40,000, 42. Is that what you need? I can't hit that for you. You know what? I'm not gonna be able to hit that for you. Or you're what are your standards? And you're on this date and you talking about, I need this. I need a man to do X, Y, and Z. I need a person who does X, Y, and Z. I need this, this, and this. I'm okay being independent. I'm okay being alone. I'm okay with being by myself. If I hear that on a date, I'm like, all right, I don't think you're ready to date. I don't think we're the right match. So what is your mindset going to these dates? Keep a positive mindset. When it comes to talking to people, yes, have a standard, but also keep a positive standard. Like, this person might not work out for you. That's okay. You know what? I'm keeping my eyes open, my head up, and I'll meet the next person and have a conversation with them and go from there. So I know you just had the vent and you're sick of dating, but you only talk to 2 people. According to this, you only talk to 2 people. So if you're on the dating apps, yeah, you'll get a lot more dudes on there trying to hit you up and swipe on you to hook up. But you also can find guys on there who legit wants to date and legit wants to, look for a companion and look for marriage. So that's what you're looking for. I don't know what you say. You're looking for somebody to love and you want to love too. And if you're looking for that person, it's going to take some time. It's not going to be easy. The reason why I think like other people fall easily into relationships because they don't hold themselves to a standard or they don't want to be alone. So they just find the next person that falls into their lap. And then they're like, all right, I'm going to sit here for a little bit until I get tired of this. And they break up and they go to the next person and they get tired of that and they break up and they go to the next person. So yeah, that is my advice to you on that. Next one. My wife is talking to other men and seeing their privates. She doesn't think it's cheating. Am I overreacting? We have been married for 10 years and we are very happy with each other. We have 3 kids and are a normal, busy couple. Busy, that line. Physically, we are together multiple times a week and both would say sex is great. Okay, great. Good for you guys. Here's the issue we have. My wife posts online in what I would call immodest outfits. She considers them fine. That discussion is for another time. She receives a lot of compliments from men when she posts. They are all clearly trying to flirt and get more from her. She engages in conversations and will flirt back. Leading a lot of them on. She gets their numbers, asks them to show themselves, etc. While she won't do anything for them, she then ghosts them. Your wife an OnlyFans model? I found out about this last week, and when I noticed a notification on her phone, it was a guy that was asking what she thought of his package. Sure enough, she had asked him to send a shot of that, and he did. Oh my gosh. That's wild. That's right in front of you too. That's even wilder. Immediately, I thought she was cheating and confronted her. Yes, I'll do the same. She then explained that she was the point at which she would ghost them. She enjoys seeing what guys would do for her, but claims that isn't cheating. I can't confirm that she isn't cheating, as I went through all her messages, and once it hits a certain point, she stopped responding. I'm not comfortable with her doing this. It feels like she's doing something wrong by leading these men on. She is. But she says there isn't anything wrong with that, and she's doing what she's doing. She claims that she's only having fun. How do I, and he said you all, convince her that she is wrong in this? Okay. He does a follow-up here, so I'm going to just go ahead and give my points real quick. So I would definitely let my wife know that I am not comfortable with her receiving pictures from men and accepting them and having conversations and flirt with men online. That to me is a form of emotional cheating. I will have an issue with that. And you have an issue with that too. You need to let your wife know, like, hey, this is a boundary. We've been married for 10 years. I don't mind you posting pictures online. And now you do. That's her prerogative to post what she wants to post. You can talk to her and say, hey, I don't mind you posting pictures online. Matter of fact, post those pictures online. Get those likes. Get that stuff. You know, whatever. Make an Instagram following. If you make money off of that, good for you. Like, mazel tov. Bring extra income into the house. You know, be a Instagram model. If you want to do OnlyFans, because this is what if you like getting this kind of attention, I will almost I will almost be like, do it for money then. That would be my thought. Like, if you're going to get this conversation from men and block these men, at least get money off if you're going to do this. If you're just doing this for kicks and giggles, like, no. This to me is emotional cheating. Now, if you want to become an OnlyFans model and you're like, hey, actually I want to do OnlyFans. You know what? I don't want to say, I don't think divorce is on the table for this. But if this is a line for you, that's a line that's saying where you're like, I can't do this. You gotta let your wife know, like, hey, babe, this is not cool. I consider this a form of cheating. I'll let you know right now, this is emotional cheating. You are getting flirtatious texts from men. You're receiving these texts. You're going back and forth with them. And then you're, just ghosting them at one point. Keep finding it funny to manipulate people. This is very manipulative. This is very mean. I don't want to, this is another marriage I chose to be with somebody who manipulates others and make fun of others and use their beauty to manipulate others. This is not why I married you for. And I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I love you, but this is not who I am, who I want to be with. And this is very, I wouldn't say not what I want to be with. This is not the person that I would want to get married to. And I find it's very disappointing that you're going about doing this. I will let her know and say, I don't feel comfortable with you doing this. I appreciate you. Stop, manipulate these men. Now, if you did it for OnlyFans, that would be your only out here. For me, that would be your only out, because at least OnlyFans, you're making money off of this, and everybody knows what you're doing. They're paying you to make, take pictures or have conversations like this, and you shut it off, where the case may be. But then again, they can stop paying. Like, that's up to you. But to post pictures online, like Instagram, and do that, and then flirt with these guys back and forth in the DMs, that's a form of emotional cheating. Like, you're like, what is, like, all right, let's see what the update is on this. But to me, I would tell, like, just be upfront and honest with you. Like, I'll let you know, unless you're trying to do this for OnlyFans, but get ready to do some taxes on that OnlyFans account. Anyway, so let's see what the edit goes here. So, show my wife all the comments and even show her some of the pictures I got from women on here. What? She didn't seem pleased and still doesn't think she's in the wrong. So apparently he told this online, women online apparently was sending him pictures saying, how would she feel if you got pictures from other women? She said she didn't seem phased and still doesn't think she's in the wrong. Edit 2. I feel I should update everyone. I spent some time today talking to some women on here and had fun with them. One of them gave me some really good advice along with details for how I should have sex with my wife tonight. I talked to my wife. I went home and talked to my wife about what I had done with some of the Redditors. She didn't like it, but understood that it was the same thing she is doing. She promised she won't do it anymore, and he made up. I'm still a little unsure about the whole situation, but I think things are looking better. Thank you all, minus some of you, for your advice. Love y'all. So apparently, the advice on here from others was that he should get messages from girls on here and do the same thing she's doing on Instagram, where the case would be, and then show his wife. I don't like the tick for tack. That's not a good way to go about a relationship like this, because it's not a healthy situation. to do that to somebody, be like, hey, you're doing this from other people, I'm going to do the same thing, and they get upset, and then you're upset, like, you guys are fighting fire with fire, and that's never a good way to resolve conflict in relationship. What this is going to do down the line is cause more issues and more resentment. She's going to hold that to you to this day. She'll be like, well, he cheated. He got TikTok or Redditors to send him pictures online. Emotional cheating. You know, she was doing the dirt. She can flip it and say she was in the wrong here, or she was in the right and you was in the wrong. So I wouldn't go that route. So it took part of me think this is a little too much, by the way. This is kind of a little crazy situation here. But thinking about that, like, that just seems too like, we read the edits, like, did this dude do this to get pictures from women online? But anyway, I wouldn't go about that. I wouldn't go tit for tat. Well, if I would have done the same thing, how would you feel? And then she get the pictures and she see like, yeah, it's not the same thing. I don't like that. She knew she was doing wrong from the jump. I would just be upfront and honest, say, hey, I don't appreciate you doing this. I find it's emotional cheating. It's not what we built our relationship on. And, you know, I'm going to take time to figure out how we're going to go about this. Now, if she really wants to do it, she finds it's a calling. To me, make money off of it. Create an OnlyFans. If you want to have dudes comment to you, make them pay. There you go. If you don't want to do that, then you got to stop. Just being honest. That's just be my approach to it, because I believe everybody has the opportunity to make money how they want to make money. That's just me. That's just me. That's not illegal. Not illegal. All right, TikTok time. So this first video here is from Dr. Becky _. She said, men, we need you to explain yourselves. Ooh, let's see what she has to say.
I need you to clarify this for me. Why is it the nicer we are to you, the more we do for you, the worse you are to us? But then once we start being rude back to you, ignoring you, not putting in as much effort, then you're super nice to us. And it's like, I don't want to be acting like this. I want to be doing things for you. I like you. But if I do too much for you, or if I'm too nice to you, you're going to start being mean to me. Like, what is this about? Because I'm not the only girl this has happened to. I talked to a lot of my friends about this same thing. Why are you doing that? Why do you do that? Let me know, okay? This needs to be explained. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, an actual guy who likes you is not gonna play games with you like that. An actual guy who likes you is gonna make you actually might feel uncomfortable, especially if you're talking to men who play these games with you. So a dude who actually likes you, he's going to make sure you're treated right. He's gonna make sure you're gonna be treated like a princess. Be there to open doors for you, open the car door for you, take you to places, get you wherever you like books, flowers, where the kids would be. He's gonna do things for you to make you feel special. And if you're like, I feel kind of uneasy here because I'm not used to this, that's gonna be the right guy you want to be with, because he's gonna make you feel comfortable. He's gonna make you feel safe. He'll make you feel like you are the best thing in the world, but he's also not going to put you on a pedestal where he's not going to like say no to you and do the things he needs to do. He's not going to sacrifice his life to be with you, but he's going to show you why you deserve to be treated like a princess. He's going to give you that princess treatment, and therefore you can go back and give him that prince or king treatment or whatever the case may be. Queen, he will treat you like a queen. You can treat him like a king. Like, you got to have that royalty mentality when y'all date each other. But he's not going to play games. The jokers, the jesters, they're going to play those games. The dudes who are not serious in you, who doesn't want to really be with you, who want to play that game like, oh, she's too needy, or she's too all this, or she's too on top of me, or she's this. Now, if his personality is somebody who's an introvert, he doesn't like want to learn his physical like love language, all that kind of stuff, to see how he like to interact with people. But if he's over complaining about, oh, she's always on me, if she's doing this, I can't move without her, and y'all not in a relationship yet, yeah, he doesn't really like you. He doesn't really like you. A guy who's gonna play games, he's in it for something, whether that is sex or just arm candy. But he's not serious about the relationship with you. He's gonna hang out, have fun with you. He's gonna keep you at arm distance, that way you don't get too attached. But he's not trying to really be with you. A guy who wants to be with you, he's going to be there. He's going to show up. He's going to take you out. He's going to do these things for you and show you why you deserve to be treated like a queen and not be played around with. So those men you're talking about, those men don't like you. I wouldn't play games with that. If a dude gonna be mean up front and do all that stuff, don't waste your time. Say, Alvidasen and dip out. All right, next video. And this is from Laughter Awaits. Social media is not a dating app, for the love of God. All right, let's see what she has to say.
You men need to get a fucking grip nowadays, and I don't give a fuck how you guys take this shit, but what in the wonderful wide world of Hobbit hotlines and gutter possum dating profiles would possess you to send a woman you don't fucking know a video introduction to her fucking inbox? Like, I wish I was making this shit up, but y'all Y chromosomes really think that the internet, that social media inboxes are just your fucking glory hole, and it is absurd. The messages, the video messages are fucking ridiculous. Good morning, beautiful. I saw your smile and eyes, and I just had to stop and tell you, in case nobody else did, that you're gorgeous, and you fucking spell gorgeous wrong. And then you could say, and God bless, grand rising queen. And if nobody told you today, I believe in you. God believes in you. You got this. You're beautiful and that ass is fat. And if you ever want tacos and somebody to rub your booty, that's what I'll be here for. I just regurgitate memes all day. And I know you get a ton of messages, so you don't have to respond. But if you did, it would mean the world to me. And I'm just going to leave you my number in case you're ever desperate enough to agree to a dinner date that I'm not actually going to plan, but I'll pick you up for and spend the entire night driving you around in circles in a neighborhood you don't know, mauling you like a horny teddy bear, asking you, so what do you want to do? Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then y'all be the same ones talking about nice guys finish last in my fucking comments or at the gas station. You need to smile more.
Who hurt you? That was oddly too specific. Like, you fell for that. You got on a date with that person and let that person do that to you. And like, you must have thought of the best. You must have thought this person was like on top of the world based on their profile for them to drive you around in circles. And you're like, oh, we're just doing high school things or college things. Who hurt you? Reason why men will message one in Instagram or TikTok DMs is because one, or Snapchat, where the case would be, one, if a girl puts her Instagram, like not just the pictures, but her actual handle on the bio, guys are gonna go and try to find that person and then talk to them on Instagram and try to figure out a way to talk to them and figure out a way to open them up. Because one, if everybody's swiping them right on them on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, everybody's swiping right on them and their inbox is 50 plus. Well, how can I zig while everybody else is zagging? I'm gonna go to social media. I got that from Jared Free, by the way. Shout out to you, Jared. Go to social media, go to their inbox on Instagram, and then try to shoot my shot there. If she's open up, she'll have a conversation with me back and forth, and then try to take it off of social media, try to see if they will be interested to open up in person. There's a podcast I listened to where a guy met his girlfriend, his wife actually, on Instagram. Like, he knew her in person, just vaguely follow her on Instagram, and then decided to message her on Instagram, and then became, they started dating. He asked her on a date, they started dating, became husband and wife. But like, this person got you off the social media app. This person got you in person. This person took you on a date and then you just didn't like the way the date went. You can't get mad at anybody for falling for that. The whole grand rising and got this queen, yes queen, do all that stuff. Yeah, there'll be dudes who over the top and some might try to be cheesy to see what the person's personality is. If the person, their inbox is a cheesy person and falls for that, all right, more power to them. It worked. And the reason why men will message the girl on social media and slide to the inbox, because it works. It works. It works. Like, it might not work 100% of the time, but it will work. And you know what? I actually wish, as a man, more women would do that to me. Just saying. Somebody slide in my inbox. I would actually curious, see how this goes. Then I give you the simple, hey, hello. Like, all right, what are you doing? I can count on my fingers how many times somebody has slid into my inbox. My most favorite one I remember, it was like a decade ago. They slid into my inbox and I was like, do I know you? And they was like, no. I was like, oh, but I see you know a friend of mine. I think when TikTok was like telling you, or not TikTok, Instagram was telling you friends of friends. Like, well, you know a friend of mine. I was like, have you met? No. Huh. Like, that's how that conversation went. But the whole, like, I would love to get complimented left and right like that. Now, I understand guys overdo it, but how about you flip it? And you know why you want to message a guy on Instagram, because you know where they can lead to. You know they're like, oh, this might go lead to a date. If they want to go to a date, or just talking back and forth. Unless you're like, I'm going to make the first move, but I'm not going to try and get off the app. But who hurt you? That's my question. All right. Next video here. Oh, this is from Bella_Vandella. I think this is actually her. I think the other video looked like it was her as well, so this could be another cussing loud one, so I'm sorry in advance.
I'm sick of going back and forth with y'all. I am more qualified as a woman who is dating men to tell you what it's like dating men. And let me tell you, there's only two versions of a first date anymore. Number one is some self-proclaimed high-value man planning vacations and house shopping. 10 minutes into a steak dinner at some hoity-toity ass restaurant he's taken 15 other women to in the past 6 months, all of which ghosted him because he feels entitled to nook because he pays for steaks and sells fucking dreams, right? Introduce version number two, which is the thirst spot pen pal who spends 6 months asking you, what are you doing? Only to try to convince you to link at his place so you guys can smoke. As if I don't have dispensary grade goodies at home that don't require me to shower or look for fucking parking. And in reality, all we want is tacos and good conversation, but you guys will argue to death that we demand 6 foot, 6 figures, and a 6-pack. But I don't know if you've seen majority of the men who are cuffed. They don't meet that fucking criteria, bruh. All we're looking for is men who have discovered efforts and communication, maybe vibes and foreplay. And if you want to throw in some razzle dazzle to make sure your pickle stick gets hobgobbled regularly, pepper about some fucking romance. But you guys are either doing too much or not enough. And all we want is tacos and conversation. Just feed us tacos and talk to us like a fucking human.
That's the same person. That's the same person. So no wonder why somebody slide into your DM talking about you want tacos and booty rub. Because you complain about how you want tacos and booty rubs. In conversations. I know this has to be a character she's doing. There's no way it could be actually her losing her mind over dating apps like this. She's saying men are either doing too much or not enough, which is hilarious. Now, there are guys out there who are doing too much. Yes. There's dudes who hears, well, this guy's not doing enough, so I'm going to do complete opposite of what he's doing. I'm going to go all in and go all out and love bomb. There are men who do that. But I'm pretty sure majority of the guys you're going to meet in person are not going to love bomb you. They just want to get to know you and see how it goes. And I think what we're doing right now as a country doing modern dating is that we're posting on TikTok and Instagram all the horrible things that the people get experiences of. So people look at that and like, well, that must be the dating life out there. Like, it must be like that. In reality, there are people who can't even get on the first date. Still, there are people who out there who like, I can't even send a message to somebody on the first date and get a girl to match with me on a dating app and have that conversation. So there are people out there who you haven't dated the whole world. So the handful of guys you're dating, the handful of guys you talk to, you can be like, you know what? I don't put in my profile that you're not sitting here trying to link, but you'll need a guy who actually wants to get you off on a date and get you, not, that sounds weird, get you on to a date and actually like, meet you in person, who not trying to sell you this hopes and dreams about like what the future and grandiose is, but what the man you're going after. Are you going after men who like, you know what, I have all this money, I flash the money, I flash the cars, and of course all women want me for my money, so I'm going to pretend to do all this. Or you're just talking to men who look good and just sit like, hey, I'm gonna sit at home so like that. You wanna come over? Like, at this point, if you're constantly messing with guys who are doing either too much or too little, look at who you're look at who you're messaging. And this is just not just a woman thing, but men too. If you're messaging women who only want you for your bag, or who like, you know what, I don't want to spend time with you at all. Look at the type of woman you're talking to, what their profile is saying, what they're about. That'll give you an idea right then and there, like, she had all profiles of her just beauty pictures, or he had a profile all of him wearing muscle shirts and standing next to his car and maybe wearing a couple of suits here and there. And he says in his profile that like looking to have fun. Well, he's good looking, but he just say he's looking to have fun. He's not telling you what he's like breaking down any more of what he's into, what he's looking for. Then you're on the date and like, oh, that's when I find out he's looking to just hook up and link, or he's looking to just go get drinks and maybe hook up and link. So look at the kind of people you're talking to, and maybe that's where the circle lies at, versus blaming one whole gender or one whole gender. All right, let's go one more. We'll call it a night here. This is from cheating or not cheating from Beauty in the Greek. Let's see what we got.
Cheating or not cheating? Texting someone and hiding it from you.
Cheating.
Cheating or not?
Texting someone and hiding it from you. He said cheating. Yeah, it seems suspect. I'll say that's a red flag. Like, why are you hiding your phone?
Not cheating. Swiping on dating apps.
If you're swiping on dating apps in a relationship, just
leave.
Just leave.
Cheating.
That's cheating 100%. Agree on that.
Accepting drinks from random guys at the bar.
I'm going to go with not cheating, but wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Gives out their number to a
Yeah, that was not cheating at all. Get you some free drinks. Matter of fact, bring back one of them.
stranger at the bar, but never text them.
Cheating.
That's cheating.
Cheating.
Cheating or
Yeah. Giving out numbers? Like, why are you giving your number out for? That's suspect. That's cheating, a version of cheating.
You have a work wife or a work husband.
Okay. Fucking cheating. I am so adamant about this one. To me, cheating is giving somebody else the thought that they have an opportunity or a chance to get with you.
Giving somebody the opportunity or thought they have giving somebody the thought that they have an opportunity or chance to get with you. Work wife, work husband is cheating or not cheating. Say you have a work wife or work husband. That to me would be definitely like on a version of cheating, because that, like he said, it's the opportunity, and the opportunity arises. You guys are flirting with each other at work. You guys are talking to each other at work like you guys are a couple. It's one thing to have a coworker that you like, okay, this is my best coworker, my best friend at work. I have a conversation with them. You know, we go back and forth, and we're talking about work-related things, or we might talk about like, let's say we had a conversation about like non-work stuff, as far as like this TV show, Game of Thrones. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, but Game of Thrones or the last Marvel movie, where the case would be, whatever topic you guys are in. But the moment you start talking about like personal relationships and talk about like what you did with, the troubles you and your wife are going through, but us fine as my work husband, my work wife, that's cheating. Work wife, work husband, I feel like it's, yeah, I said it before, you don't put yourself, and he said it too, you don't put yourself in a situation, if you're in a relationship, that will jeopardize your relationship. Let's say you have a work wife, work husband, I would say that's going to be cheating. I would say I'd definitely be like alert. Like, how far cheating? Like, that's not full blown like break up the relationship. It's more like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I would agree with him on that. Like, that is a form of micro cheating, because like you don't need a work wife, work husband. You can have a work friend. That's fine. But work wife, work husband, wife, husband, that's the word. So that's my definition on that. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate y'all. Please, can't talk. Please see you guys in the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Please continue to share, like, subscribe. You can find Nerdy Dating on Instagram and TikTok at alizakkanerdydating. And I appreciate you guys so much for following the show, watching the show, or listening to the show, whatever you're doing. Thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.